Okay. Yes, it's still working. Okay. I didn't test it on this character, so I'm just trying to make sure that it's actually working towards its So what you just saw is actually something that's really cool, and I like to call it as the Cosmetic Script, because it's not really functional in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it looks cool, especially when you're trying to make it seem like you're not falling down the stairs, you're just walking. That's awesome. Oh no. Yeah, so what happens is that when you go into walking, or in this case, this sort of mode right here, what it does is it drops your speed. It calculates what your current speed is without any modifiers, so without any enchantments, so without this kind of thing. And what it does is it grabs that total, so our speed is 100, and so what happens is that it stores that number, and it changes your speed to 50, and then what it does is it has to modify within that sort of still block of code. It has to remove what bonus this is. So what it does is it then removes that bonus. Cool, got a ring. Nice. This area looks kind of nice though. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's so awesome. It's over here. Ooh. Just look how cool it is just seeing the character just walking down instead of, like, you know, just blazing past everything. And instead of having your speed like 30 million kind of thing, where you're still like running kind of thing. Let's go take this metallic shard. I've cleared the cave and discovered this curious shard. Certainly it will interest teav. If you've pretty much bypassed everything, because pretty much I could have, because nothing really targeted me. Yeah, by the way, it'll still say that you cleared everything, so just mention that. Okay, this has to go down somewhere. Oh, is it this thing? Oh, there we go. Nice. Then it leads us back to over here. You'll probably already notice something particular about that chest. I will get to that at the end of the mod. Alright, we've escaped. Awesome. Alright, so let's continue talking about the other scripts. So there's one that I added, which is actually really nice, because it's very cool. I like it a lot. So at the beginning of combat, a random bonus will sort of trigger. This random bonus is purely defensive. It has all of the resists at a 10% chance minus magicka, or the minus resist magic, because that is broken. Especially, even if it's like resist magic 10%, that means 10% of the time you resist the magic. Or you resist 10% of the magic's effect. I don't remember how it's sort of worded as. But again, that's still broken in a sense, which is amazing. So I have that lower than everything, and then it also has a 10% chance of reflecting damage or spell, and I also have a 1% chance to get all of the effects slightly reduced, obviously. Hi.
This is a holdup. Hand it over or die.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to see that. No, take it away from me if you can.
We can play it that way if you like.
Okay. Here's... Oh. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Alright, so I'm gonna loot. So I'm only gonna accept loot from the warlock chests from now on. Because they're more so the custom loot tables kind of thing. Or they're more so the loot tables you should be sort of grabbing anyway. I don't want to go for night eye. I'd rather just wait till we go into a cave to show off the night eye thing. So I'm gonna go for light. Okay then. Do I have to... Do you see anything new? No, okay. So it's... So it is teav that only says, okay.
You're back.
No, I'm not.
Were you able to clear out the ruin?
Is there an option to say no? No there isn't. Yes, and I found this.
What's this? You found this in the ruins?
Yes, it was in the second chamber.
So, there was a second chamber. After all, let me take a look at that. Very peculiar. The outer matrix here is no ordinary igneous rock. It's certainly not sedimentary. Judging by its density and structure, I'd say this has to be a meteorite.
Ooh.
But this inner matrix is really spectacular. Look how it glows.
Ooh, shiny. Reward.
For such good work on a first assignment, you're right. Here, take this key to display case C.
Yay! Meteorite.
Distinguishing meteorites from earthly rocks isn't difficult. The telltale signs of high density and high metal concentrations, as we have here. Also notice the well-defined fusion crust. It's a surface melt resulting from high velocity entry into the atmosphere.
Okay, inner matrix.
I've seen my fair share of meteorites, but nothing like this. It appears as though the glowing inner matrix is firmly encased in this otherwise ordinary meteorite. And look here, I can make out a marking on the inner material.
Oh, I didn't save it. I'm pretty sure there's an autosave, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just go with, nah, I don't see it.
There's so much grime, it's hardly visible. If we could clean it off, we'd get a better look.
Okay, alright, there we go.
You're well.
We're just gonna go let this go through, blah blah blah, inner matrix. Yeah, I see it too.
But it's barely legible. We need to clear off some of this grime.
Grime?
It's definitely a deposit of some sort. Perhaps a fusion crust. Whatever it is, it's stuck on there good. I know what will do the trick. Tumir's dissolving agent.
Who's dissolving agent? Tumir's dissolving agent?
Tumir, our resident paleontologist, developed a special dissolving agent to help his fossil excavation. He had a similar problem with stubborn mineral deposits. They completely enveloped his fossil. I want you to go see Tumir and bring me back a vial his solving agent. Here, I'll mark his excavation site on your map. And hurry back. I'd like to get to the bottom of this.
Okay. Anything else? Nope. Alright.
Blessings from the Black Marsh.
Okay. I'm going to save it. I'm going to head over there. So the final sort of, or second final, because I haven't really worked on the last one. I just need to do a lot of testing, unless there actually is another mod that fixes this issue. So as you guys are all probably well aware, it happened literally not too long ago. So it's not like it hasn't happened. See what I mean? So the thing that I'm talking about is that some enemies don't attack me right away for some reason. It's weird. Some of them, there's a good chunk that'll actually still attack me for no, like, not, I don't want to say no reason, but will attack me as if like we're a normal person just running around. And just picking up this, I already know what's gonna happen, so might as well pick it up ahead of time. But yeah, so the last final thing that is finished for the armor, of course, is the spatial awareness spell. Now I have to do...
Is there something that troubles you?
Assistant 05, nice. So the final sort of tweak that I need to do with it is to find the perfect sort of feat for life detection, and it's perfect. That's the only thing. Hi, buddy.
Don't you just love field work?
Sure.
The fresh open air, camping under the starry sky.
I hate camping.
You can't beat that.
I don't like camping. Not my it's not the favorite. Tamir?
If you ask me, there are just two reasons why Tamir is out in the sticks, and neither of them has anything to do with paleontology.
Really?
The first and most important is that Tamir is a congenital practical joker. This would be instantly forgivable if he hadn't chosen Ryther as his target.
Ooh.
Tamir's got something against stuffy desk work, so he used a soul gem on Ryther's library, which somehow got them to talk in their author's voices when opened.
That's awesome.
He'd said he'd intended to use it as a tool, so that they could provide a sort of commentary to the texts. Typically for Tamir, it was just a well-crafted lie. What they actually did was to moan constantly about anything that had bothered them in life. Bad backs, pet hates, personal insults, anything. The second reason is that Tamir is a Khajiit, and he just loves big green open spaces. He has a knack for getting things his own way, too.
Cool. Solan.
You want me to tell you about Solan? Okay, but I don't know any more than the rest of us about our great founder and pioneer. Solan originally came from Hammerfell, where his family had been embroiled in the War of Betonis. As a child, he suffered from a wasting illness that was later to be cured when his uncle took him southeast to Valenwood healers. During his early life, he pined for Cyrodiil, where his fascination with the Aliads became fully realized. By the time he came to live in the Talos Plaza for a short while as a young man, he almost knew more than any single Imperial scholar before him. His memory was prodigious, and he had the scholar's fevered desire to gather knowledge. Yet there was more to him than this. He regarded the people as the keepers of sacred knowledge, and felt that everyone held some special part in Tamriel's history in their souls, and that they imparted some of this life force into their dwellings, where remnants would linger for many, many centuries. As such, he was a fanatical humanist, whose sense of charity and reverence of the people earned him the nickname of Solan the Baptist in the towns through which he would travel during his research.
That's awesome.
Farewell.
Alright. Hello.
Isn't this a beautiful specimen? It's perfectly preserved.
Extra say.
Say's probably the most level-headed person I ever met, and it's hard to get on his bad side unless you do something stupid, like mess with his measurements and calibrations. He's a bright one, like many Bretons, but for one so young, he's incredibly well-traveled too. It makes him a bit of a hit with the ladies. For a while, I thought he had his eye on Norlene, but it turns out he already married a Khajiit in Riverhold called Kajmava, not too far away from the West Wheel. She's not one of the southern city dwellers either, but a short-tempered nomad from one of the northern tribes, who some say is well connected with the clan mothers. Tamir went to the wedding. He was probably the only one capable of putting up with all that ritualistic moon worship. Maybe she'll be the first to successfully crossbreed a Breton, but I doubt it.
Ooh, okay. Sova.
Sova's originally from Skywatch in the Somerset Isles, where she enraptured the court there from a very early age. The lady's got a real talent, which many of her folk thought that she was wasting by coming here. It took her some time for her to adapt to the squalor, and she's never keen on Nords or Orcs or hired thugs.
Whoops.
Her folk have a history with sea raiders from Hammerfell, you see. I tell you, if you think she's tough, you should meet her friends. They've been banned from visiting after the last time they inspected the place and found it unsuitable to requirements. I think they even had asked to see Rattle for a while when they cleaned up his equipment and messed up the calibrations. But we get along just fine, as long as I bow to her every morning.
As long as I, give her, like, whatever
Goodbye now.
she wants, we're fine. We're good to go. Helping. Oh. I didn't do anything to the shovel.